Okay, the difference between a positive mindset and being delusional.
Well, that's a really good point. So, okay, so so being delusional. So you have to manage your own expectations. So for example, I once ran a marathon. Would I do it again? Would I? Hell, no way. It was a good experience for learning about resilience and determination. But would I do it again? No. Would I go in for Miss Universe? No. I have to manage my own expectations here. And I know in terms of my skills what I can bring to the world, and I know certainly what I certainly wouldn't do. So it's managing your own expectations. And yes, if you believe, like 2 years ago, and I've got a vision board up there, and I was thinking about what business I wanted to create like 2.5 years ago. And if I'd have thought that I'd managed to negotiate an exclusivity deal with a top US provider, Lisa and I sitting in Perth doing our thing and, dabbling in these big deals. And if I actually thought that it wasn't achievable, I would never have got that far. But I thought, right, I'm going to think big here. And, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Now, I have to say, in terms of going back to being delusional, so when we first set the business up, we were like, right, how hard can it be to set up an app? Everybody talks about these apps and they overthink them. Let's just do it. So we spent 3 weeks, this is a true story, I nearly spent 10 grand on building an app within the first 3 weeks of our business to find out it was a web page. And one of the web developers we were working with, or an app developer, he said, why would you build this? It's a web page. I said, oh, great. I said, what would you like? And he said, what do you mean? I said, coffee, tea. And he was like, I'll have a cup of coffee. And I thought that's the best cup of coffee I've ever bought, because he saved me 10 grand. So the message for me there is I was being a little bit, I jumped too far into it and thinking that I was overcomplicating I didn't need an app at that time, but I was thinking, oh, everyone has an app, let's do it. And I didn't actually spend a lot of time in the research phase. And had I have done, I would have got that. But again, having said that, it wasn't the right time. So we may decide to do that in the future. It's not right now. So perhaps I was a little bit delusional in my mindset with that. And I wanted to do everything in one day. But again, if you believe in yourself and you believe that you can do certain thing or whatever success looks like to you, if you can believe it, then you're there and you work towards steps to attain that goal and you keep chipping away at it. And what I would say, the key thing is I look at all the successes in my life, and I would recommend you all do this as well. You look at, if you do a map of your life and a timeline and look at all the successes you've had and the things you're most proud of, I guarantee there'll be some trends there. And the one thing was that when I was achieving certain things that I like, awards winning from a teaching career, and I got top out of the class for university, but the thing the nuggets of information there for me was that I was disciplined and I had focus, and I really I knew what I wanted, and I would say stop at nothing. That sounds very sharp elbowy, but I would say I was really focused on that, and I stuck to it and I did it. And even when I've gone on, I know people sometimes struggle to lose weight or whatever if they're on that journey. I remember once I lost 5 stone once after I had my kids, and I but I was very, very focused on the goal, and I ate really healthy and doing all those things. But again, I look at things that I've perhaps have failed at. I might have failed at them, but I've learned very quickly, and I would never make their mistakes twice.
I think also having a delusional goal, it's like having what you might call a stretch goal or a unicorn goal or whatever. I mean, I set a goal last weekend to write 10,000 words in one day. Yeah, that didn't happen. I think I wrote, 4,000 or 5,000 over the weekend, because I didn't really know until I got starting how much, I'd get done. And some of it was done planning, some was done researching, and I'm up to 14,000 now. But if you don't have a massive goal, then you're never going to go anywhere near it. So, I mean, but there is a point where you've gone completely over. But yeah,